Hi people, how's it going? We're getting ready to go to the end game of Arcanum. And I split it up into 2 videos. So you may be seeing this on Sunday, depends on how long it is. So we are ready. Go.
Greetings. Long have I waited for your arrival, and finally this moment has come.
I recognize that voice.
I am Kurgan, first of the necromancers, voyager in the lands of the dead.
Not who I expected.
I would think not. Although the presence of Aranax tells me you already know much of my tale. At least as much as he deemed necessary in order to bring you into his confidence.
Well, I heard his side. Why don't you tell me yours?
My life in the world you call Arcanum seems so very distant. The memories clouded like those of a child, and a child I was then, probing the darker magics, given glimpses of the truths yet to come.
Okay, what about the council? Were they right about the magics?
Yes. Look at me. And what do you see? A monster? An abomination? You've no idea what I've discovered. You see with eyes tainted by life, and all which that accursed state embodies. My vision is clear because of those magics you hold in disdain. And the council, it is they I have to thank for it.
Hey, I don't hold much magic in disdain. So, why are you thanking them for punishing you?
In your world, your Arcanum, I was powerful. Perhaps the most powerful human magicka who has ever been. But to humans, cursed with our shortness of life, our brevity, what is this power? What can be learned in that impermanent spark that is our lives? Nothing. But here, in this so-called prison, there are no limits. There is no end.
What?
This place, this void, has no time as you know it. I've been here for more than 2,000 of your years, and yet I've aged not at all. I feel as I did the moment they sent me here, or as when the Dark Elves first called to me. Do you now see? Here I can do everything I did in your world, but I am unfettered by the chains of mortality that time hangs upon us.
Yeah, but the Dark Elves thought they were calling to Aranax.
Yes, I know. Ironic, isn't it? It was on my ears that their feeble and pathetic cries had fallen. To me, Kurgan, who had defeated their master and thrown him in chains. Kurgan, who had manipulated them into subverting the Banari and weakening the wards. Kurgan, who used them to send me the dwarves of the Black Mountain clan, who have now finished the bridge back to Arcanum.
Why?
I truly wish I could. My reasons for returning aren't what you'd think. I had no aspirations for power or domination like your companion Aranax did. Aspirations that I became the victim of. No. Those are the motivations of the living, and I no longer place myself among them.
So what do you want?
If only I could show you the places I've seen, you might understand the things I say. I've been to the desolate lands, wandered by those souls who still see the lands of the living, but wear the cloak of the dead. Blind to their own ends, they cry, passing through one another like shadows in the dying light of day. I've traveled to where souls rot in torment, pierced with the jagged shards of life and vision, clinging to memory, regrets of the flesh. I saw that this prison was of their own making, and the key was in unknowing, in release. And still, I traveled on. And finally, I came to the place where souls go to die, where the mirrored and worn spirits fall into an endless sea of gray, mirrored glass. and I lowered myself within and lay there among them, and I almost did not return. And do you know what I found there? There among the silent and battered shells of the innumerable? Peace, enlightenment, truth. Only then did I realize that this place, this life, is an abomination, a horrible distortion of the natural order. This life, who mothered pain and fear and envy, these twisted children who exist only because we are here to feed them, to nourish them. This life, this afterthought, a disturbance, a mere ripple in that great, dead sea, not even the cause, but merely an effect, sending these souls upward, screaming for release from the day they are torn from their waters. The effect of what? I do not know, nor do I care. Have you ever spoken with the dead? Called to them from this side? Pulled them from their silent rest? Do you know what it is that they feel? Pain. Pain when torn into this wakefulness. This reminder of the chaos from which they had escaped. Pain at having to live. There will be no more pain. There will be no more chaos. I see your soul, traveler. It screams, tattered and spent. Do you feel its pull? Do you hear its wailing? It is within my power to calm these waters, and that is what I shall do.
Well, that's a new way of looking at things.
Wait, do you understand the meaning of his words? Release for everyone, no more life, no more pain. My companions, the Grey Legions, they can finally be free of their hellish prisons, their souls finally severed from their earthly shells.
Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Well, it is something to think about.
This is the only way. We must allow Kurgan to continue with this miracle. I hope that you decide not to oppose him. I am no oathbreaker, but I stand with Kurgan if battle him you must. Forgive me, but I see no other way. Choose well, my friend. Choose well.
I totally understand why.
Hold on a moment. Might I speak with you?
Sure.
What he is saying, it's not completely untrue. I've seen the places he speaks of, felt the peace and serenity of that great dead sea. It's not something I'll ever forget.
You telling me you agree with Kurgan?
Of course not. I made my choice a long time ago, and I choose to stand with you. Yes, there is pain in life, pain and loss and sorrow. But there is also joy and the pleasures of growing and learning. You can't have one without the other, and I wouldn't want to sacrifice either. But in the end, I stand with you, whatever your choice.
Thanks, Virgil. Now, Kurgan.
I can no longer tolerate the atrocities that this thing, this life has brought about. There will be peace. There will be quiet. Life will no longer be. And so I go to Arcanum to be an end to it. And then I will join the souls of the dead when it is done.
Questions? Or perhaps I could persuade you otherwise. Questions, I'm curious.
Of course.
Tell me about what happened with Aranax.
Aranax was banished here only a few years after I was. After seeing how powerful I'd become, he raised a ragged army against me. But his efforts were useless. I destroyed his army and threw him in chains. A fitting end for him, and a reward for his endless arrogance.
Okay.
Of course.
What is it you really want?
I want the end to all life. I've divined the mysteries of death and seen its truth. Death is the natural state of things, and life is a distortion of the natural order. I will put an end to it once and for all. Of course.
Well, that's all I really want to talk about. What do you want to do?
I can no longer tolerate the atrocities that this thing, this life has brought about.
Perhaps I could persuade you otherwise.
Am I? It all depends on your point of view. Take yourself, for example. You've been told from the beginning of your adventure that you're the second coming of Nasrudin, the return of the living one. Do you believe it?
I don't discount things, but I don't believe it myself.
As well you should. There are no prophecies. It's just the nature of living things to want to conform their existence to a foreseeable pattern, to attempt to exert control over the chaos that surrounds them. Life by its very nature disallows this. Life is an accident, the result of random chance. Therefore, its nature can be no different.
Okay, that's your opinion. Do you have any peer-reviewed studies to back it up?
There are those who would look at all that has happened to you, and then look at you, and call you a madman for not believing in the prophecy. Your opinion is based on what you have seen, what you know. My perceptions on the nature of life and death are no different.
But my opinion doesn't threaten the whole world.
That only bothers you because you see your creation as the natural order of things. I've told you it's only the effect of a meddler, the incoherent scribblings of a child. It's not meant to be.
You might be correct.
And why not? I realize that you follow the way of the righteous, or at least that's the role you've decided to play. But you've yet to see the other side. Follow me, and I'll show you things you've never imagined.
Tempting.
Are you daft, woman? Are you not listening to what this madman is proposing? He will kill every living being in both realms, including you.
I've got a plan.
I think you have taken leave of your senses. I will allow you this attempt at a peaceful resolution, even though I doubt it has much hope of success.
Okay, Kurgan, I have a few words to say about this.
Splendid. I've spent the last 2,000 years developing my philosophy, but I'm always eager to hear another's thoughts. Please, proceed.
All right, let's speak of the nature of life and death.
Yes, let us speak of this. It is my opinion that the nature of life is accidental, that this reality we experience is merely a distortion of death. What say you, traveler?
Well, as you said, I only have my experience to draw from.
Yes. But what has that experience taught you? I know not the roads you've traveled, but I do know that all living things feel pain and loss. It's my opinion that they feel these things because they were never meant for what we know as life. Their souls are not equipped for it.
Well, that's your experience.
Yes, you're correct. I concede you that point, but I have seen both sides, whereas you have only the lands of the living. Trust me when I say that the souls who are called back to this life are in the most excruciating pain. It's unnatural.
Maybe that's the nature of those souls.
What do you mean? Are you faulting the souls of the dead for the meddlings of the living?
No, some souls are in pain because they hold too tightly.
But you speak as if these souls have a choice when they're brought back. It's the mindless bravado of the living that subjects them to the vagaries of this life.
No, but the pain is of their own making.
I'm willing to say you might be correct. But what proof have you?
I've spoken with souls who weren't in pain.
Just because some souls have accepted the nature of this distortion doesn't justify its existence. If what you're saying is correct, then what is the nature of death? Of life? Which is the natural state? Why is there pain on one side and uncertainty on the other?
The distortion's caused by the eyes with which you choose to see.
Perhaps it is my own arrogance, my own bravado that has brought us here to this crossroads. The question is, where do we go from here? We've spoken of fate, of prophecy. Have I traveled this road too long to turn back? Perhaps I have no choice but to continue on to the end.
No, I think I've got a solution. I can free you.
Truly, I wish there were freedom for me, but I cannot let go of this life knowing that I might be called back to its pain. No, it seems I have no choice.
She pulls from her pocket ropes. I have the Vendergroth device. It will sever you from this world forever.
Really? You can sever the bonds which hold my soul to the lands of the living? This object can actually do that?
Yes, I can free you from the pain you fear.
So many years I've raged against the living. All those years, and the distortion was in my own soul. No man can see the nature of his flaws with diseased eyes. The contradiction lies within me.
Okay, calm down. Let me just help you end it.
Yes, I thank you. And I'm sorry. So very, very sorry. Perhaps some souls are born into death. They never knew how to live.
You might be right.
Goodbye, traveler. My road ends here. I wish you luck on yours.
Bye, Kurgan. Okay, now do we kill him? This is not good. Oh well. $11, $12. Ooh, somebody summoned something. This is a long-range attack, buddy. I can still get you. Jing-a-ling! Was that a level up? Somebody's using the potions of haste. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Damn! Glad I got the haste, or are they haste or speed? I don't remember what they're called. And Torian hasn't turned on us yet. Who's that one? Virgil? Yeah, Virgil's using the speed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stop dodging. Okay. Now, is this where we use the Vendergrot device? Yep, okay. There we go! End game! Oh, end movie? Oh. We better go through that before it breaks.
Even though you were able to free Shrouded Hills from the grip of Lucan and his henchmen, the presence of the ghost of Bessie Toon kept the mine from ever producing any quality ore again. Eventually, the town withered and died. Maximilian was returned to Dernholm, and all of Cumbria rejoiced in the return of their rightful king.
Yeah.
Under the new rule of Maximilian, Cumbria quickly grew into a powerful nation, embracing both magic and technology. And once again, the proud banner of the Dragon Knights flew from the ramparts of Dernholm Castle, set there by their new captain, Liana Peldar. Because of your outstanding efforts in the negotiating of the terms for Caledon's membership into the Unified Kingdom, Durant continued to prosper, while Caledon's influence waned in the following years. Caledon never reached its fullest potential, mainly due to the watchful eye of the Tarantian Industrial Council. Roger Thunderstone never returned to his people, and a distraught and confused Ranver assumed leadership over the Wheel clan. Without a strong king, the Dwarven clan splintered, and a bloody war followed.
Oops.
In time, Ranver gathered enough followers to put an end to the conflict, but the dwarves were never the same again, secluding themselves forever from the outside world. The Beducan continued to live in the dark fens, fighting here and there with loggers and poachers, but mainly keeping to themselves. They continued to live the primitive lives of nomad hunters, and they never spoke with the elves of Kintara again. Upon returning to Arcanum, Aranax buried his father on the Isle of Thanatos.
Hopefully
Later,
the dad was
to
dead.
the Vendergroth Wastes, and there used his powers and single-handedly raised the city from the ruins it had become. Vendergroth again became a place of awe and wonder. Yet, after all of this, Arcanum is still what it always was, a place of possibility, a place of change. One thing is certain, and that is that nothing at all is ever certain in this place. Who's to say what the future holds for the land we call Arcanum?
There you go. That's the end. The end descriptions based on how you solved your quest.